Ayup Woodlanders, welcome to woodlog number 16. Those tiny birds, there's sort of a flock of them come in. I don't know what they are, I'm not very good with birds. Nice little chirpy sound this morning. Another full day of brush cutting. We're sort of into the larches now over there. There's something about the ground just beyond these dead ash trees. Boy, it does struggle. We had this really tough grass when I first got the woodland. And you'd strim it and it would just wrap round the strimmer. I'd flail it, it'd do the same for the flail, just bog the flail down. Really odd grass. Well, that seems to have gone now, because I've managed to get a little bit of shade in there with some oaks, some hazel, some chestnut, but after 13 years, oh, they are weak. But thankfully the grass has been suppressed, which is good, and maybe in the next 5 years I might just about take off. More of the same tomorrow, so I'll see you for some more brush cutting action, smashing brambles. I've had my head full of rubbish today. Have you ever had it where there's been a misunderstanding? Anyway, there's been a misunderstanding, and I've now got a troubled mind over it, so that's been on my mind all day. Just trying to roll through the process. So I've not been filming much talking today, so apologies for that. Maybe I'll be back to normal tomorrow, we'll see. But if not, we'll still be back here brush cutting, and gradually my mind will get round to the idea and process all of my thoughts. Let me know if you're currently undergoing a challenge of misunderstandings. They happen. Good morning, off we go again. Good morning. We're back on even more brush cutting again this morning. I cannot believe how long this has taken me. I've got to come up with a different plan because I'm not happy that this has taken me so many days. In my diary I've got it should take me 4 days, but maybe I need to set some plans for a midsummer cut with the flail mower. So on some of the roads where it's nice and easy to get down and there's no young trees that are in the way, before it gets out of control, just to create a line with the flail mower and just knock a line out, because this is like, it's becoming impossible. It's up round the trees, it's up round my head. That's the difficulty with timing, because I don't want to upset the nesting birds, but the likelihood of them trying to nest in 6-inch high bramble is probably quite low, to be honest. I can't see it. I don't think that wrens and things and blackbirds would nest so low to the ground at such a very delicate time for brambles to start developing. So it's very cold this morning. It's not freezing. We had freezing over the weekend. We had a really good frost yesterday. We've just got, I think, some remnants of a storm. It's quite windy. You can probably hear that. The log burner is in full swing at home at the moment. Between today and tomorrow is to say that we've got this winter's half of the woodland brush cut. There's a couple of bits at the bottom end I want to get done, where we had planted the new trees last year, and then there's still this young area that I planted about 10 years ago, 2 different types of softwoods, and boy, they've taken a long time to get going. Some of them are about this high now, but we're nowhere near the point where I can actually stop brush cutting yet. The brambles go over the top of the tree shelters. They actually pulled the trees down because they've been softwoods. They're quite branchy and thick and heavy really, and the brambles go over the top and start to just sort of pull it all down. So that's very intensive brambles. This area is right on the edge of our western boundary, and you may notice this dead ash, no good to anybody. This was coppiced along with what we brush cut last week. That was ash that I coppiced very early on, and of course it's all pretty much dead. There's odd bits alive possibly in there. It's not a particularly big area, but we'll get this done today. And then there's a bit up there under some larch, difficult to tell with all the leaves and that. So I think we'll probably knock this off this morning, and then that means we can get off down the bottom end and do our hazel coppice that we did last year, and one was the softwoods I was just talking about. With all this brush cutting, it's sort of revealed to me areas where that could be replanted. I'm wondering if I'm taking on a little bit too much to try and squeeze it all in this winter. But it does mean that if I ordered, say, 200 trees, that if I have too many for other areas, then we can just use this as a bit of overspill planting. Originally my idea was to just let it go to self-set and let whatever comes up, and we'll just look after and promote that. However, it does seem to be taking an awful long time to establish. It's ridiculous. Some of this I've been brush cutting this for 10 years, and while we've got oak trees over there that are all self-set, to actually think that this is going to be filled with self-set, it's struggling a little bit. I've been throwing acorns about because we've had this mast year. I've been getting pockets full of acorns after I've brush cut, throwing the acorns out, hoping that maybe just throwing them out into different areas will help them to establish. Last year we did a thing. I set up one of those buy me a coffee accounts, and I watch on YouTube quite a bit where creators are trying to earn money from YouTube, and you know, YouTube doesn't really pay a lot, to be quite honest. It's not an income for me. It's just a bit of extra money that I can put towards the woodland for this, that and the other. I realise that people haven't really got much money. It's not very fair. So I just set up this thing where if you want to buy as a tree, you can buy as a tree, buy as a sapling. It's on Buy Me a Coffee. I think it's like minimum £2, if you want to buy as a sapling. And the reason I did that is because I realised that some of you guys haven't got your own woodland, and you've got perhaps very limited access to woodland, and it's difficult to be able to contribute and help somebody to manage their woodland. And in a roundabout sort of way, you're watching the videos help me to do that, because you can get, you know, 50p a day or whatever it is from YouTube, which helps to promote the management of the woodland. And then the Buy Me a Coffees are the money is used directly to buy more saplings. I don't go out on the night with it. I don't go out drinking beer with it. And I certainly don't want to come across as one of those begging posts that give me money, give me money. kind of thing. It does me head in, that does. So, but I just thought I'll put it out there. If you want to buy us a sapling this winter, by all means go onto the link in the description under Buy Me a Coffee, and it sends you to my Able to Buy Me a Coffee page. You can buy us one sapling, and you rest assured that all of that money goes towards planting new trees in our woodland. Now I know that ultimately you don't benefit from that, and perhaps you think I benefit from that, which I suppose I do, but I'm seeing it as it's your way of contributing to knowing that trees are actually going to be planted, not disappearing down some rabbit hole somewhere into somebody's back pocket. It just doesn't do that, trust me. These contributions are classed as earnings, so for every £2 that you give, I have to declare it as income. But it also means that the trees I buy, I can offset against my income, because that's considered an expense for the woodland. So yeah, complicated, but that's soul trading for you. Anyway, enough waffle and time wasting. We'll crack up the saw, off we go, start smashing. Not quite tea time yet, but now the clocks have changed, it's just going dark so quick. It's not even November yet. We've finished finding the trees at the bottom of the woodland that we planted last year, so that's good news that we've managed to find those. There's a bit more work to be done down there yet, but I'm going to have to call it a day at that on the brush cutting front. In October I was meant to have done my own felling, got it all extracted, chipped, brush cut, branch logged and stacked ready for firewood, only I've done none of that, so I'm a complete month behind. If we get a wet November now, it means when I come to extract from my own woodland I get a right mess. That's one heavy bit of metal, that is. I know these are a significant investment, about 350 quid I think it was. That's 350 UK pounds. Apologies for the use of slang, but there's a fair bit of work goes into it, a heavy bit of kit. I don't appear to have any fixing bolts anywhere. Do they assume that you fix it up yourself? That's awesome, isn't it? Yes, no fixing bolts, no instructions. Terrific. I can feel a phone call coming on to get them to send me some bolts over. Light's failing. I've had enough. See you tomorrow. Good morning. I'm having a job to get going at properly this morning. I don't know why. In the past we've talked about percentages, and today I'm just not feeling it today. Probably a 60%er. I don't think I've been getting enough sleep, probably. But enough of me. How are you? Let me know your percentage if you're feeling a little bit... It's not a nice feeling. I'm also fed up because it's raining. It's not meant to be raining at all today, but it is. And it's meant to be felling season. Today is the start of my felling season, and it's raining. Did I mention it's raining? It's raining. It usually takes me a while to warm into the felling season, and it's always better when it's dry, and it's not. Did I mention it's raining? First job is put a new chain on the chainsaw because I have worn this one out completely. I get on really well with it. I like the narrow kerf bar. Got a feeling, yes, my suspicions are confirmed. I really am not a very good example at how to maintain a saw. So that is the inside of the sprocket cover. It's really quite bad, that is. That is really bad. I'm embarrassed. And if it's running, keep it going. Well, you'll see that on there. This is my previous chain. There's not really much in the way of teeth left on that. You'll see there, that's all I've got left. So I think you could say I have had my money's worth out of that particular chain. And it's about £25 chain, 22, 25, whatever they are, to get all of those felling seasons out of it, which I'm sure is 3. I think I've done particularly well. Now let's just make sure we have the right chain and the right size. Ouch. Clunk my head. Finally managed to get myself dressed. Here we go. This is the last stand of ash that we've got that's never been touched before, and it's what we were brush cutting last week just to make so that I can fell easier, that's all. I've had some ash out of here for projects and things, so there was a line just here, you might be able to see that line's missing, a bit of regrowth by the look of it up there, but we'll have that down as well. And then it's deciding how best to fell these. I don't think there's too many that have rotted off at the bottom, because that's the next phase of the ash dieback. Might be one there in amongst that hazel stool. That doesn't look very well at all. And what's happening is, though they're still holding up in the air, which makes them look safe, when you come to work on them at the bottom, the roots have just rotted and there's just nothing holding it. So we've got, let me have a quick count at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's say there's 10 in a row. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, 5 rows with a few missing. So I think we may have somewhere around about 45 trees here. Prevailing wind's coming towards us this way, so it's always easier to use the prevailing wind, but there isn't much of a breeze really today. So I'm thinking I might try and fell them, most of them, towards the middle and just keep bringing them in, because this side we've got larch, this side we've got, that side we've got hazel, this side we've got a young plantation just here, and so, and that, if I fell them all that way, the ones next to the hedge line will actually fall into the road, well, a trackway, so we don't want that either. I'm going to stack as I'm going like I did last time. Sometimes I end up just keep felling and felling and get all carried away, and then there's just logs everywhere and you can't even move. Well, last year what I did is I felled a tree, moved it, stacked it, go on to the next tree. So we're going to go for that process again. It may not be the most efficient, but it works for me, keeps it tidy. If you haven't got a tidy workspace, it makes it very difficult. I don't know about you, but I think today, despite a bit of a shaky start, has gone very well. We've made a bit of a mess. My nose is running and my head's sweating. But we've got just over halfway through it, which I think is fantastic. So we've got 2,
4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17.
18 trees left of what I think was about 44. I'm looking at this tree here, this ash with a twin there, and although, you know, it's not a great timber tree, but I look at the top again and it doesn't look like it's got dead in like that one there. I'm going to leave it. If it dies, it will be deadwood habitat, which will keep Murray happy because he likes deadwood. And I'm waffling now. You don't care. You don't care where it falls, do you? As long as it doesn't fall on me. You probably don't care about that either. So, way through the jungle. Good morning. More felling installed today. Got a touch of wind. Might be able to hear that in the mic. Probably just see it in the tops of the larches. I actually thought there'd be some of these ready for the sawmill, but to be quite honest, there's not really any. I suppose I was hoping for about 10 or 12, but no. I mean, you could put them on the sawmill, but you'd not get any planks out of it. That is all of the ash cut down. Just one tree, you might be able to see it in that kind of direction. As I said before, I'll leave that one in. We've now got one immense cleanup operation. First job I think I'm going to go for is extract the timber out and stack that just over there. That'll be ready for firewood. And then that leaves a clear deck then ready for getting the branch logger and the wood chipper in. Branch logging the vast majority of it, so I've got that used for charcoal making. And then I want to try and create some wood chip as well. It's very satisfying knowing I've got that ash all down in just a couple of days. We've pretty much managed to get my extraction route sorted just through these trees as well. And I think we're going to call it an early day. It's about 4 o'clock. I've got a movie night planned for tonight. I'm going to watch Back to the Future. It's not really my thing, but I don't go out very often. So that's the end of another woodlog. Thanks for watching this one. If you're able to, enjoy the woodlands, enjoy working in the woodlands, enjoy the satisfaction of knowing that you've accomplished something, hopefully for the betterment of the woodland and the future. And I'll see you in the next one. Ayup Woodlanders, welcome to Woodlog. So that's it for this Woodlog.